Welcome back, everybody. We're doing another portion of the earlier release video on the Facebook mail call. Just kind of picking up where we left off. I tend to stop to keep them at a reasonable time. So we're on to the next part, and we're just going to pick up where we left off, guys. This question from Rich. Did the missus take your 308 Wilson AR? No. The recon is still undergoing, I should say. Testing evaluation video will be up one of these days. Next question from Yearly. What's your go-to rifle? The one you grab for a SHTF type situation or whatever. So I guess we'll go to the SHTF situation. It would be an AK-74 of some sort in terms of reliability, quality, durability, all that stuff. I believe the SLR 104 FR and the Arsenal SGL-31s are identical across the board in all those. The 104s tend to have a little better finish, but other than that, I don't really care about finish, particularly in SL and SHTF type situations. So either one of those. However, the 31s aren't currently being imported, so I guess I would have to go to the SLR 104s. FRs, great rifles for sure. I like the ruggedness of the AK-74 platform. I like the accuracy of it. I like the ballistics against two-legged targets like humans of the round a lot, and really it's just a great rifle all the way around. Really like the 74s, as I'm sure many of you guys have picked up on over the years. Thoughts on adjustable gas blocks and also set screws on gas blocks. Okay, so adjustable gas blocks, right? They have a purpose. I absolutely believe it. They have a couple purposes and places, in my opinion. Number one, a place is if you like it, by all means get it. I always say that to people, you know, just because I don't personally like something for some reason, doesn't mean you shouldn't get it. I think they're great for competition, guys who are trying to really minimize that recoil and increase follow-up shot speed. I think they're great for folks who run suppressors often, but not all the time. So if you're taking your suppressor off, putting it back on, stuff like that, the ability to adjust the gas settings on there is a good thing. And well, I'd say those are probably the two big reasons I'd say to go for it. The reasons against it is that just Murphy's Law is always in effect. And if you have one more thing that is adjustable or can move or can, you know, do anything like that on your rifle, it's just another chance for a problem. My opinion, of course, yours may differ. And set screws on gas blocks, a two-part question. Mr. Brian is getting greedy here. Set screws, they will work 99.9% of the time for 99.9% of people. Of course, if you're taking your rifles to the extreme, being pinned is a more solid system, in my opinion. Do you need to have a pinned rifle? No, I have plenty that have set screw gas blocks. The only one that we really ever had a problem with was the MK47 video that you guys saw, and even that has been rectified. So they generally are fine. I think at the extreme, and we're talking extreme levels of durability, pinned is better. So what did I do in the Marines? I did not serve in the Marines ever. I don't think I've ever claimed that. I hope not. I've never intentionally claimed that anyway. I've served in the United States Army. I also served in the Air Force, U.S. Air Force. AKs, underfolder versus pistol with arm brace. Which would you prefer for a compact AK and why? Okay, so either one of those are going to be a sacrifice, right? In my opinion, AK stocks, the best one in terms of ruggedness and durability is just your classic, you know, fixed Warsaw Pact, well, for me, Warsaw Pact length stock, either, you know, polymer, like K-bar set, or wood. Those things are just rugged and they work really well. Underfolders are fine. I have underfolders. You guys have seen them here on the channel. The comfort level for extended firing sessions is not there, but you do have, you know, the ability to fold it under. So if you need that for whatever use you have, well, I mean, that's fine. Arm brace, of course, as we know right now, the way the interpretation of the law currently is, there's some gray area around that. But arm braces, they do work well. However, unlike the underfolder, you don't have the ability to take that length away quickly. So just something to consider there. Honestly, if I had to have only one, I'd go with the underfolder. But in terms of folders, I prefer side folders. Personally, underfolders, again, are cool, though, because, you know, they're historically cool. So it's really a personal preference there. And if you're firing under 90, 100 rounds with the range per session, you're not really going to notice it too bad. Best place to buy ammo for the AK-74. He goes into a little bit of a political rant there for Billy, so we're going to skip that. But ammo for 74. I post a lot of deals here on the Facebook page here for the channel. We do that a lot. So check there. If not, there's a couple really good sites. Number one for ammo is a site called Ammo Seek, I believe, where they post a lot of current prices. However, sometimes the shipping costs aren't there. So another place to check is over at the AK Files. In their ammo section, they have a current ammo price thread where they post a lot of that as well. So those are two good places to check. If you're a member, if you buy in volume in ammo like I do, being a member of Sportsman's Guide generally will pay for itself. You know, I think there's like a $20 membership fee, but sometimes you can get that discounted too. But generally speaking, it will pay for itself because a lot of times they have free shipping codes, which helps with ammo. Whiskey or scotch, not a huge fan of either. Honestly, if I was going to have one, I would go scotch. What happened to the 922R compliance for the CZ Scorpion? That's Kevin that writes that. It's still undecided as far as I know. Nico writes in, who does your haircut? That would be me. Paul writes in, just a beginner loadout for a carbine class and some time with that's not a word, whatever he wrote there. Some time with a beginner loadout for a carbine. This is written poorly. Just a beginner loadout for a carbine class and suggestions. Suggest beginner pistols. And then another thing that's not a word. So I'll try to interpret that. Beginner loadout, I guess we'll say. It depends if you're wearing body armor or not. Again, for cost and value, a good balance between the two. I take a look at AWS gear. The fact that their stuff costs what it costs is amazing, especially considering the fact that it's built in America. I've been to the factory. It's nuts. So take a look at some of their stuff. They have some rigs and also some body armor carriers that we recommend here on the channel all the time just because of what I just said. Beginner pistols. With any kind of pistol, what you have to, the first thing I always tell people, I always ask is, well, what are you going to use it for? So if we're using it for a class, generally speaking, we're going to recommend full-size guns, unless it's a concealed carry class, which, you know, is teaching you how to use your concealed carry pistol. So you have to decide on size. Second thing we have to decide on is trigger system. Trigger-fired guns tend to be shot well by most people. Additionally, single-action only guns tend to be shot well by most people. Double-action, single-action pistols are perfectly fine. However, mastering the double action first shot and the transition from the first shot to the second shot takes a little more skill or a little more practice for a lot of folks. Some of you may be just fine with it. That's fine. But the majority of shooters I've seen fall into that pattern. So decide on the trigger system you're going to go with first. Well, size, then trigger system, and then caliber. Most folks, particularly beginner shooters, will be best off with 9mm. You can have that debate all day long. We'll do a video on that, I'm sure, one day. But definitely for beginners, we recommend 9mm. It's a perfectly effective self-defense cartridge and is going to allow you to cheaply shoot more so than other calibers and also have less recoil, which is less likely to cause training scars, again, particularly for new shooters. So that's my suggestions there. Good options. M&Ps for striker fired, Glocks for striker fired. I'm sure I'm going to forget some. The HK-BP9, PPQ, a lot of people like. I'm not a personal fan of it, but it's a good gun, and I do recommend it. For single-action only guns, take a look at CZ's offerings. They're fantastic. I mean, really, really good for that. I know SIG makes a really nice, there's some single-action variants, which are really nice as well. And then double-action, of course, you have Berettas, SIGs. HK makes some great ones. All those are really good pistols. I'm leaving out some, I'm sure. But nonetheless, those are good. Beretta, I think I said that. Not sure. Beretta makes really good firearms. Don't believe the hype from the military ones that suck. The ones that you buy them and maintain them properly are good guns. Okay, we're running out of time here, so we'll do the last one here. How do you think the slab sides... Alex writes, how do you think the slab sides Soviet AK would do in a torture test against all other AK magazines? Would it win or would it... I think Alex knows his answer to his question because he ends it with, would it win or would it annihilate them all? Those are the only two options, according to Alex. No, the slab side's a great magazine. Very, very heavy, as you guys know, but it is fantastic in terms of durability and the welds and stuff like that are flawless on it. Of course, the Russians went away from that due to cost and weight. And I would say that any steel block surplus magazine is going to perform very, very well. You guys saw the Gibbs rifle test magazine, our magazine test that we did recently. You can't complain about that. I have tests on the Circle 10 AK mags coming up soon. And they perform very well as well. But really, any block issued AK mag is going to be very durable. It is possible to break them or to get them to fail, but it almost has to be intentional. I mean, really the only thing I've ever seen take out a metal AK magazine, a factory issued one, is denting. And it's pretty hard to do, like I said. So we're gonna have to end it there in terms of keeping the video watchable in terms of time. But if I didn't get to your questions, I apologize. We'll probably do this again in another few months. It just tends to be something I do, and it tends to be something viewers like as well. So if you guys have any questions, comments about what I covered here, by all means, post below in the comment section. You guys can have your debate. These videos tend to generate a lot of debate. I typically shy away from a ton of opinion, but the nature of this video asks for a lot of opinions, so we threw it in there for you guys. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.